Hey everybody, it's Christopher Small with CMS Law Firm here, back with you live again, at least live right now, to talk to you about some estate planning stuff. As always, before I get into this, if you don't have an estate plan and you want one, if you have questions that you want to have answered, you can always set up a time to talk with me for free at estatemeeting.com. Please go check that out. Like I said, it's free. Get right on my calendar. Super simple, super easy. Do it. But today, though, I want to talk about something that I talk about in almost every single one of my potential client meetings, and often talk about with my clients as we go through the estate planning process, and that is the fallacy of fair, right, in quotation marks. And the reason I talk about this a lot is because there's a lot of pressure on all of us to do the right thing. Again, I'm going to be using a lot of air quotes today, I can already tell. To do the right thing, to take care of the right people, to sort of follow social norms, to toe the line, to basically do what everybody else thinks is the right thing. And often, that's not really what we want. And all of that gets sort of wrapped up in this concept, this idea of fairness. And fairness can mean so many different things to so many different people. And the point of this podcast today, by the way, I'm just gonna let the cat out of the bag at the beginning, is to empower you to do whatever you want with your stuff. Do whatever you want with your money, appoint whoever you want to help you out, and to really try not to worry a lot about what other people are gonna think or who's gonna be upset. And we'll address the upsetness here at the end. I'll talk about that because I have a solution for that is not gonna be amazing probably for a lot of you, but will work. It will do what you want. I've seen all kinds of different definitions of fair for people that come to my office. Sometimes fairness means splitting everything equally, 100% across the board, no matter what. You got 3 kids, everybody gets a third. That's fair. Or you got 3 kids, everybody gets 0. That's fair, right? It is also, I loaned Timmy $10,000 way back in the day. Timmy's gonna get 10,000 less when I create my estate plan. That is one definition of fairness. Another definition of fairness revolves around, well, what does everybody need, right? You got 3 kids, Timmy, Tommy, and Tony, right? Timmy's a doctor. He's making, a couple $100,000 a year. Tommy is, what's Tommy? Tommy's a professional football player. He's making crazy bank. And then you got Tony, he is doing well for himself, but he's a lowly estate planning attorney. He's not clearing very much money. I'm kidding. I'm being facetious. Let's say Tony is, whatever. He's just, normal guy. He's making decent money, but he's not rich. And so the parents they're trying to think about how they want to split their estate up, and they say, well, we're going to give Tony more because he has the least amount of wealth that he's accumulated. We're going to give Tommy, whoever the first guy is, the doctor, a little bit less because, on the grand scheme of things. And then the football player, he's getting nothing because he's rich. So that's another definition of fairness. And there's a third definition of fairness that I already kind of alluded to that creeps in, which is, the family usually does things this way. That the family is going to think X, Y, Z when they find out I left gifts in this way, or the family's not gonna like it that I'm giving everything to charity, or the family's not gonna like it that I'm cutting so-and-so out. The family is another way to sort of create your ideal of fairness, which is essentially everyone else shoving their idea of what fair is on you, and then you doing what they want instead of what you want. So that's sort of a third way that you can come to fairness. And there's a fourth way that's fair, and that is whatever you want, right? Like I said, this is your money. These are your assets. You've worked hard to accumulate them and sort of nurture them and make them grow over the years. And you also, by the way, if you have something to give, you didn't get the luxury of like using them all, right? It's nice to pass things down to your family. I'm hoping to do the same thing for my kids, but at the same time, that's a lot of money that I just didn't even get to play with. That I didn't even get to use. I didn't get to create experiences with, even with my family or with anybody else. So that's the fourth definition. And that is the definition that I don't try to push people toward, but I at least try to open their eyes to and let them see that there is no real definition of fair. Fair is subjective. Fair is whatever you want to make it. Now that we've talked about how to be fair, right? More quotation marks. I can't help myself. Now that we talked about how to be fair, now we're going to talk about how to deal with fair. Okay, so let's say you watch this video right now, you're all fired up. You're like, yeah, I know exactly what I want to do with everything. This is what I'm going to do, but some people are going to be grumpy. All right, there's really two approaches that you can take. There's approach number one, which is I'm just not going to do anything. I'm not going to tell anybody what I'm doing, and I'm just going to let them be grumpy. Okay. The upside to that is obviously you don't have to deal with any internal strife. You don't have to deal with any emotions. You don't have to deal with anything while you're around. It all basically gets taken care of while you're gone. The downside to that is that can sometimes lead to litigation. Obviously, it can lead to bad feelings amongst the members of your family, the ones that are perceived to have been left out or slighted, as opposed to others. And that might not be something that you want. If it is, or if you don't care, that's fine. Again, do what you want. Do what you want. That's okay. The other thing that you can do is you can sit everybody down and you can sort of have a talk with them, and you can explain to them exactly what you're doing. You can explain to them exactly why you're. Just got a phone call. Don't know what that looks like. These robocallers, man, they're crazy, by the way. I'll probably get another one here in a minute. They go triple me up. Sit down and have a frank conversation with everyone. The downside to that is you could have some people angry at you for a long time, right? Because everybody feels like your money is their money. They're owed something, right? Everybody's entitled to everything nowadays. That's a topic for a different time. But there's that other side as well. I guess maybe the third option is you could write a letter. You could record a video like this where you talk to everybody individually, and they can see or hear you then when you're gone explain how you went through your decision-making process, how you decided to divide up your assets, and why you did that, and sort of try to get everyone to see your point of view and not be angry at everybody else that got what the other people wanted. Okay, so at the end of the day, this is sort of a mindset kind of a video, trying to get you to see the bigger picture, hopefully, look at things from a different angle or a different perspective. At the end of the day, I always tell all of my clients and all of my potential clients that I don't care what you do. I really don't. My number one goal is to get you to make a truly informed decision, to see all of the angles, to understand how everything works, and also understand how everything works together, and then just do what's right for you and your family and whatever you want. Okay, that's what we do over here. So hope you enjoyed this. Again, if you have questions based off of this, if you need help with estate planning or anything else, please give me a call, or actually go to estatemeeting.com. You can set up a free time to talk with me over the phone or in person, whatever you want. By the time we're done, I guarantee you will know more about estate planning, and you'll have a much better idea of what you want to do and how you want to do it and why you want to do it. That's it. I'm Christopher Small with CMS Law Firm. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you watched all the way till now, if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you know anybody that needs to hear this, please share it with them. And if you have questions or comments, please leave them wherever you can, depending on where you're watching this video or listening to this podcast. Actually, by the way, it's a podcast too. So that's it. Thank you so much for your time. As always, be here again to talk to you tomorrow. And bye.